Now I'm going to begin to push in the remainder of the tray on which the objects are sitting. I did this side of it and I haven't actually pushed in this side. I think it would help now to include this and the back of the table, which I put in over here. So I used a warm grey, and I think that's what I'll do for here as well. But I'm going to put a coating of water on it so it's nice and damp and it takes the colour well. So just giving it a layer of water around where the tray should be. And when you initially do that, obviously it's a little bit on the wet side, so I'm just going to lightly blot it. It still feels cold, so that's just about right. And then I'm going to take my other brush and push it into the warm grey, just over here, and just drop that into the colour, into the table area. It always looks a bit dark when you first put it on, but of course it dries much lighter. So I'm not going to adjust the colour. I'm going to leave it as it is because I think this is just about right, or will be when it's dry. And as I said, I'm going to put in the back of the table here. And again, I will put a little bit of water on it just to dampen it so it takes the colour better. Now I have to be careful that I don't let these two wet areas touch each other, otherwise the colour will run back into it. So just going to let it dry for a minute and have a look at perhaps the back of the table here where the wall is. I think that could actually have a little bit more colour on it, or shadow, shall we say. So I'm going to drop some water in here. Here, it's just not quite dark enough, I don't think. Go a little bit darker than I've got it. And then I'm going to put some of this cool grey on there, the lighter of the two. Just see what that looks like. Just dropping it in at the back here. Again, it looks very dark when you first put it on, so don't be alarmed. It will dry out much lighter. Just going to feather it into the other area. Not as dark over here, so I'm just going to put a bit less. I'm just fusing it into the damp paint. Damp paper, should I say. Right. Now this is I think that's a little bit on coming up a bit on the strong side, so you can always adjust things by taking your paper towel and just lifting off a bit of the colour before it dries completely. Going back in with some water, softening it. And again, I'm just going to use my paper towel to lift off some of that colour. A little bit too heavy. I just want it a little bit lighter than I've got it. So I'm going to go back and remix the colour for this. Taking some of the raw sienna and some of the warm grey. Blue. It's a very warm grey here now, which is probably better. Yeah, much better. That's better. That's more like that one over there. So don't be afraid to make, sort of changes if you feel it's appropriate. Don't leave things if they don't look quite right. That's quite nice the way that's picking up a bit of the other colour as well. And this bit here, which is virtually the palest of burnt sienna mixtures. So it's just a little bit of water with a little bit of colour in it. It's very light. Yeah, there we are. And I think probably should leave it at that stage now, and then we will continue with this in the next session, which is on Friday. There's still quite a lot of painting to do, but it's worth just taking it reasonably slowly and really looking at things carefully. And not rushing it, because you can so easily spoil the painting if you do rush it. So I'm going to stop at this point, and then we will continue in the next session.